This is Sumie Ochiai. I am a Buddhist teacher. Today, I'm going to talk about the great ship that carries us across the ocean of suffering. Life is like an Olympic game hosted by a crazy man. So wrote Japanese author Ryunosuke Akutagawa. To be born in a human world is like suddenly being thrown into a vast ocean. You never learned how to swim, yet you have no choice but to swim. This is crazy. He committed suicide at the age of 35. German philosopher Heidegger said that at the moment of birth, we are all thrown into the world, a world that we cannot understand, a world that we cannot make sense of. Imagine you are thrown into the vast ocean. All around you, you see nothing but the sea and the sky. You can't see any land. All you see is the horizon. If you were in such a situation, how would you feel? In Buddhism, our life is compared to an ocean of suffering, where waves of suffering come one after another. Sometimes you get hit by the waves of death. Another time you are assailed by the waves of human conflict. You might be hit by the waves of pressure at work. You might get sick. Sometimes small waves. Another time huge waves come. In life, various waves never cease to come. To make the situation worse, there is no land. No matter how much you swim, you cannot reach any land. All around you is the horizon. All you can see is the sky and the ocean. You are all alone in a huge ocean. You are adrift in such a place. This is how our life is. Just imagine you are in such a situation. You must swim or else you will sink. But which direction should you swim toward? You have no idea. You are completely at a loss. But you cannot stay still. You must swim. But to which direction, you wonder? Oh, I see some seagulls over there. Maybe I can find land in that direction. With nothing in sight but sea and sky, you have no sense of direction. All you can do is take a gamble. So you just start swimming in the direction where the seagulls are. You keep swimming for 30 minutes, then for an hour, but still you don't see any land. No matter how much you swim, the same view, nothing but the sky and sea. The seagulls are gone. Maybe the land is not in this direction, you start to think. The land might be in the opposite direction. I might be heading way out into the ocean. If I keep swimming this way, I might be going further and further away from the land. While you are swimming, these kinds of doubts and questions arise one after another. You start wondering, maybe it's better to go back. But you already spent 1 hour on swimming. If you keep swimming another 10 minutes or so, maybe you'll be able to find the land. But you are not sure, and so you cannot put your very best in swimming. On top of that, huge waves come one after another. Being assailed by ceaseless waves, you think, what am I doing? What kind of meaning is there in keeping on swimming when I'm not sure which direction to go in? And so, you don't feel like swimming at all. In this metaphor of the ocean, the act of swimming is compared to the act of living. If the destination is clear, then you can swim with all your might. If you know the clear purpose of life, then the power to live, the determination to overcome any obstacle will arise in your heart. But if you are not clear about the destination, your life will become nothing but swimming for the sake of swimming without a destination. On the other hand, what if you find the shadow of an island, even if it is in a distance? Then you will suddenly feel energized, and the power to swim will come surging back. 30 minutes, 1 hour, the longer you swim, the closer you get to the land. You know that you are approaching your destination. Your every stroke has now gained meaning. Your every motion will bring you closer to the island. Even if huge waves keep coming at you, you'll be able to overcome them with vigor. The power to live, the determination to overcome any obstacle in order to fulfill life's purpose would come flooding back. In this way, knowing the purpose of life makes all the difference. Your life will be completely different depending on whether or not you know why you are living. You may be assailed by huge waves or small waves, but it is not the size of the waves that determine the value of your life. If you have a clear life purpose, then you will be filled with vigor, the fighting spirit to overcome any obstacle in order to fulfill life's purpose would always come charging back. If you have no purpose in life and you just live for the sake of living, such a life is empty and meaningless. You are not going anywhere. You're just drifting aimlessly. The renowned American psychologist Sumie Ochiai has stated that without a profound purpose in life, people cannot obtain true satisfaction, no matter what conveniences and entertainment may surround them. In modern times, we are blessed with great conveniences and entertainment. Movies, TV, music, games, YouTube. We are surrounded with all sorts of entertainment. iPhones, Facebook, Line, Skype, Zoom. These tools have made our lives very convenient. By the way, 20 years ago, we didn't have any of these things, right? Now we are blessed with more abundant circumstances than ever before. With all these blessings, our life is richer and more convenient than ever before. However, the fact of the matter is, no matter what conveniences and entertainment may surround us, true peace of mind and satisfaction elude us. Ochiai points out that it is because that people do not know the purpose of life. We are surrounded with all sorts of entertainment that gives us exciting stimulation one after another. We are able to access all kinds of fun and excitement, yet amid this abundance, deep down, people feel empty inside. Some people feel that it is better to be dead and might even take their own lives. Why? Ochiai says it happens because they do not know the purpose of life. Philosopher Nietzsche wrote, "If one knows the purpose of life, one desires suffering and even seeks it out. This means that if we know a clear life purpose, we can overcome any life obstacle with vigor." Then, what is the purpose of life? A lot of people say that the purpose of life differs from person to person. How to live a fulfilling life? Well, it differs from person to person. Each person should find their own purpose in life. Most people share this idea. Some people devote their lives to sport, while others devote their lives to music, art, cooking, etc. I will start up my own business. I'm going to earn a lot of money. That's my purpose of life. Some of you are thinking this way. Or some of you may be thinking, my goal is to create a happy family. I'm going to marry someone I love, and have children. A happy family is the purpose of my life. A lot of people think that the purpose of life should be decided by each individual. But Buddhism teaches that these things are not the ultimate purpose of life. These things are goals in life. For example, mastering a foreign language, getting a steady job, having a successful romantic relationship, building a dream house, getting rich. People have all sorts of goals. Everyone is different, and so each person has unique goals in life. But all of these goals are way stations in life for now. These ever-changing life goals are not the ultimate purpose of life. The ultimate purpose of life is something that you were born to do, the reason why you were born. In Buddhism, life goals are considered to be logs and balls that are floating on the ocean. On the ocean of suffering where we are drifting, various logs and balls are floating. In hopes of getting some relief, we grab onto anything floating nearby. When we hold on to a log, we catch our breath. We feel relieved, but only for a while. Before we know it, a big wave hits us. Being swamped by a wave, we lose our grip and choke on salt water. No matter how firmly we grab onto these drifting logs and balls, we cannot find true peace of mind. Why? It is because they are rootless. What we need to grab onto is firm ground that does not shake. A floating log that is rootless is not something that we can really rely upon. In Buddhism, our life is expressed as a floating life or a floating world. Ukiyo. Human life is floating. It is rootless. Human beings are drifting like rootless weeds. Ukigusa. Hoping to get some relief, we aim at swimming toward a piece of floating wood. I am tired of working for a company. I'm going to quit my job and start up my own business. I am going to live my life the way I want to. Sounds really good, doesn't it? But in reality, it does not seem so easy. You know what? I heard that 90% of new businesses do not succeed. Even if the new business succeeds at first, only 10% will survive for another 4 years. That means 90% of them will fail. I was so surprised to hear that. A very harsh reality, isn't it? With ambitions high, people decide to start their own enterprise. In this case, starting a new enterprise is a piece of wood. You swing toward this wood with all your might, and you finally grab it tightly. You have succeeded. Congratulations, yay! But because of coronavirus, the events that you were planning must be cancelled. No gathering, no meetings, and suddenly you have no job. No job means no income. This is happening around the world. A big wave comes at you. We never know what might happen next. In this way, a log that we firmly hold on to may turn around the next day. Here's another case. You have finally married the person that you love so much. Congratulations! You're so determined to create a happy family, right? But alas, everything is impermanent. You might find out that your partner is cheating on you. Your child might get seriously ill. Life is so unstable. Anything can happen. There's nothing that we can really rely upon because everything is impermanent. The log that we are tightly grabbing onto may turn around any time. So when the log turns over, you reflect, oh, the log I was clinging onto was too small. I should look for a bigger one. Hoping to find a log that is stable, you go for another, bigger log. You hold on to a new one tightly with all your might. But this one too is unstable. You thought that the bigger log would be reliable, but in the end, that log too turns over, turns around. Oh, which log should I aim for? Should I go for that one over there? Or maybe this one? Which log can bring me peace? In this way, we keep picking out logs. And as we do so, time passes by. We go from our teens to our 20s, 30s, 40s, and before you know it, you reach your 50s and 60s. Gradually, we lose our strength as we keep swimming, and we find ourselves wondering, what have I been living for? There are so many things I have tried to get, but none of them have lasted. They all betrayed me. Life has been an endless succession of waves of suffering. On this, Master Shinran said, the painful sea of birth and death knows no bounds. This means that our suffering is unlimited, and there is nowhere we can really be at ease. From birth to death, life is a succession of suffering. No matter where we go, we can never find real peace of mind. If I go over there, maybe there'll be fewer waves, we think. But when we swim there, crash, we get swamped by a wave. Then we think, okay, then I'll go in another direction. Then crash, another wave comes. All right then, I'll go in another direction. But once again, crash. Whatever direction we swim in, soon another huge wave comes along and we suffer. And so, when we look back upon our lives, we realize that we never had real peace. But we were not born to suffer. We are not living to suffer. What we want is happiness, right? Then, where can we find true happiness? That's exactly what Buddhism teaches. Master Shinran, who clarified the essence of Buddhism, declared that there is a great ship that can rescue us from this endless suffering. Here is Master Shinran's point. The painful sea of birth and death knows no bounds. Long have we been submerged in its waters. Only the ship of Amida's universal vow will take us aboard and carry us across without fail. Once you are taken aboard this great ship, you will attain absolute happiness, and you will be carried across the ocean of suffering cheerfully and joyfully. Absolute happiness is not a kind of happiness that fades. It is happiness that will never collapse, no matter what happens, even in the face of death. When you are lifted aboard this great ship, you can attain absolute happiness now, while you are alive. And those who are taken aboard this great ship will automatically be born in the Pure Land upon death. And so, the universal purpose of life is to be taken aboard this great ship. Master Shinran pointed out the real existence of this great ship that can rescue us, and what direction it is in. What is the ultimate purpose of life? Master Shinran's answer is brief and clear. Board this ship, this great ship. Attain absolute happiness now while you are alive. To be taken aboard this great ship and live in eternal happiness is what you are born for. You are not born to suffer. You are born to attain absolute happiness. This is the ultimate universal purpose of life. absolute happiness, everlasting, eternal happiness. This is the purpose of life. And this is why you were born for as a human being. And that's what I would like to share with you through these sessions. The existence of this great ship. The joy of boarding this great ship is on a completely different level to the joy of holding on to floating logs. What kind of happiness is that? After boarding this ship, what will be your state of mind? We know the joy of having our dream come true or achieving our goals, but this kind of happiness is temporary and it soon fades away. The joy of achieving the true purpose of life is completely different. What kind of happiness do you gain once aboard the great ship? And how can you board the ship? How can you attain true happiness? Buddhism teaches clearly on each of these things. And so, if you are interested to know what exactly they are, I will explain them in detail in further sessions. And so, keep listening.